What's up, familia? Welcome to another ancestral reading, closing out the end of July, and let's see what's ahead for August. Actually, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna ask the ancestors. Let's see what's coming to the collective for the month ahead. So just sit tight, be pretty, stay present. Okay, this is definitely looking like a couple things. I'm seeing an X for sure. It also looks like something's being projected out, pushed out, sent forward. Interesting. I'm hearing hurt. It feels like for some of us, as we're stepping into this new month, some of us are a little hurt, and that's kind of presently where we're at. That's like the X marks the spot. Like presently, some of us are working through some, just we've been hurt, you know? It could be physically, it could be emotionally, it could be financially, it could be mentally, it could be spiritually. We just feel really hurt in whatever aspect, 111 on the clock. That's okay. It's fine. That's not what the full month of August is holding. That's just how it's starting off because of this week time frame of going in from July into August. But it feels like the far-reaching forward is we got air in the one. We got one with the air. Let's keep our intuition, let's keep our mind, let's keep our mentality focused, you know? Yes, we're hurting. Yes, we're taking time to acknowledge the pain, work through it, process it, da-dee-dee-dee-da. But once that's all done and clear and like transmuted, hey, let's bring our attention back. Let's focus in and zero in. Okay, yes, going into August, we may not have felt so pretty, beautiful, and alive, but that doesn't mean it has to stay like that. So still setting that intention, and it could be a simple one. It's like, okay, if we're feeling hurt, what's something simple? I just want to have peace, and let's just say peace is the whole intention for August, you know? Yes, there may be other things we want to manifest, but let's always bring it back to peace. Let's bring it back to tranquility. Let's bring it back to these moments of stillness and breath, breathing. But the ancestors of air want to remind us that it's all in our head most of the time. It really is. So once we clear the mind, it's also feeling like cleanse. We gotta really cleanse ourselves. Obviously, it's the end of the month, beginning of the month, first of the month rituals, cleansing, clearing, just setting intention, really. Better to clean like today, the 31st, so that way tomorrow you could just focus on setting the intention for the month, and you don't have to kind of do both, you know? It's actually worked out because my roommate had our cleaner come today, so it's nice. So the house will be a bit more clean. I could definitely do my whole ritual thingy tomorrow. My roommate's gonna be out of town. Oh, not out of, oh yeah, they're going out of town, but I'm actually have time to do that, so I'm actually excited because I haven't really done a full first of the month ritual in a minute. So that's what I'm feeling for this. Again, this feels like the beginning's really gonna be congested a bit. It's congested because it's showing you just what's really not in alignment. Things are going to be pulling us every which way, every which direction. And through that, we're going to recognize, like, I'm not for this anymore. I'm actually not liking this anymore. I can't do this anymore, you know? We got the masculine being a bit vulnerable right now because the masculine energy within us, again, it's not man or woman, it's literally just energy. So the divine masculine in the collective right now is feeling a bit wounded because of the divine masculine didn't feel like they protected what needed to be protected. Ooh. So a lot of us who are embracing, embodying, connecting with the divine masculine energies right now, we're feeling a little hurt and we're being a bit hard on ourselves because we didn't feel like we protected what we needed to protect. We didn't feel like we showed up in the ways we needed to show up. We didn't feel like we really embraced that masculine energy of, we're not going to let shit happen to us, to those we care about, to that which we care about. Let's be gentle and kind to ourselves. I know a lesson I learned a couple months back ago when I was just really feeling helpless to like do something when I really wanted to do it. I connected to spirit, I was like, what do I do? And they were like, you can't save everyone. And yeah, you can't save everyone, you can't help everyone. You can't. Although there is that giant urge in us that we want to, I don't want to say it's impossible, but we have to accept the fact that we can't help and save everyone. And that's what those in this masculine energy right now who are feeling a bit wounded, and it feels like this is a specific wound tied to friendships. Tied to friendships. So maybe we didn't feel like we protected a friend in the way we should have. Maybe we didn't feel like we showed up in our just safety that we should have. Specifically with friendships and connections. That's where it's filling this wound for the masculine. However, leading forward through the month of August, the feminine is bringing in this sense of protection through her vulnerability, actually, which is interesting. And again, so as we start to feel more protected by the feminine energy, it's really interesting because through the vulnerability of the feminine, that's what's really bringing in the protection. It's also heavily giving dark femme, standing in our power, standing in our truth, not taking any bullshit, you know? Like, we can't. Saying don't what? Don't play with things that you don't need to play with. Don't play with shit that just we know is not in alignment. Because when we really tap into that femme energy of claiming self, tapping into self-worth, recognizing our power, recognizing just our magic and our potency, we're not just going to be sharing that and giving that away willy-nilly, perhaps like we used to. And perhaps when doing that, that's why the masculine got wounded, because we were just not setting in our groundedness and our protections and our safety for ourselves in the ways we needed to. And so in that, we got wounded in the masculine because we were just not being proactive. That's what it feels like. And also there's a lot of uncertainty. That's another reason the masculine got wounded. There was just a lot of uncertainty. And that's totally fine. It's okay. Again, we're having this reading to not be hard on ourselves, and so we can know what's ahead of us. But the beginning of August is going to be a bit, what's the right word? The beginning of August feels just very tense. There we go. I was trying to find the right word because I really wanted to be mindful with how I'm speaking, especially lately. The way I just really am mindful of what I'm speaking out and the silence that I'm holding, because that's just what it is. Let's get some clarity on this. I'm trying to find my cards. We're gonna use the Egyptian Tarot. Yes. Anything else that y'all want to say? There's one more. Overall, the goal is to find peace and abundance within the self and not have it rely on anyone or anything else. Ooh. The only way to cultivate that is by bringing everything into the heart. Everything into the heart. Whoa. Okay, y'all saw that. Let's fly out. All right. So we got the Three of Wands in the reverse. And what this card is bringing clarity to this is some of us still feel like we're undeserving of receiving what we've asked for. Some of us still feel like we're undeserving of our manifestations, of our blessings, of our miracles, everything that we've been putting out and trying to create and just bring into physical reality. It's coming, but some of us still feel like we're undeserving, and because of that, it's not coming like that. There's still that delay. There doesn't need to be a delay, y'all. Like, literally, it could happen so quick. We just need to align and trust and believe that we are receptive to it. We believe it. We have it. We honor it. Be grateful for it now. Yes, we may not have it tangibly, but grateful for it now. I saw a beautiful example on TikTok where they were talking about how, like, when you order something online, you're not just sitting at the mailbox waiting for it to arrive. You hit place order, confirm, get the confirmation code, cool, you go about your day, you go about your life, and then a week or two later, 3 days later, cool, it shows up, hey, it came, da 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 da. And that's how it is with manifesting, they said. And I was like, yes, I love that. But some of us still believe that, and because of that, that's where all this tension is coming from. Really, really seeing tension. Y'all, just doing some somatics. Just gently rubbing the heart, tapping on the heart, the shoulders, telling our bodies we're safe and we're okay. And the way the masculine could heal right now is with the Two of Pentacles, actually. Let's get that focused. If we can get it focused. gosh. Come on, focus. Yeah, there we go. Two of Pentacles, and it's in the reverse. For those in the masculine energies right now who've just been really embracing that, the protectiveness, the doing, the creating, the planning, the organizing, getting done, it's time to really be firm in our decisions of order. There's order that needs to be happening and taking place right now. That's what's going to bring alignment and healing and transformation into the masculine energies. Because there's no order, there's no structure, there's no balance into the way we're making decisions. We're really just making decisions in a very, again, because the masculine is split into the fire element and the air element, correct? The ancestors of fire and air. Fire creates, it transmutes, it takes action, it initiates, pardon me, Mercury retrograde. But air brings structure, order, balance, strategy, organization to that creativeness. So before you even get to the fire, you got to go through the air to have the game plan, to have the coordination. It was 11:11 right on that clock. And again, this is the earth element. So yes, we have all these ideas. We got to ground those ideas into reality. And the best way to ground them, write it out. This is steps 1, 2, and 3. This is plan A, B, and C. Maybe a D just to be on the safe side. Like, we have all these things coordinated and planned out and articulated. But the masculine energies have not been doing that. Divine masculine hasn't been doing that because the divine masculine has been very uncertain. And what really, it's just this specific instance or situation that those in the divine masculine have experienced where they just weren't protective in the ways they needed to be. And that's totally fine. Start to strategize and plan out, okay, let's say this situation occurs again. How are we going to be proactive? How are we going to go about it? What are the steps we're going to take to approach this before just acting or inacting? That's what it feels like. And that's what's going to bring more grounding and abundance back into the masculine force. And then it's also the King of Chalices. Patience. Being patient with this. Because it was definitely, for some of us, whatever experience happened seems a little traumatic. It definitely disrupted the whole creative, lower chakra region. But just being patient, being gentle, being kind, being compassionate. I was just talking with a friend about that earlier because they seem like they get hard on themselves when they're on social media specifically and they catch themselves just scrolling. And I was like, hey, even if you catch yourself scrolling, you don't have to be so hard on yourself, try to have that grace, try to have that compassion. They said they do, However, sometimes we think we're being compassionate and graceful and gentle with ourselves when in actuality we're not. Because some of us don't know how to do that. And that's okay. Anything else, ancestors? Ooh, yeah, they got quite a few messages for us. Alright, we're probably gonna read these how they come out. What needs to be spoken about right now? What needs to be spoken about right now? Connected to the ancestors. We got the Queen of Chalices. Ooh. What really needs to be spoken about is our emotions. Our emotions. Some of us are so scared to speak of our emotions, to speak on our emotions, to share these not so fun emotions with others, with ourselves. We can't even be honest with ourselves. Jealousy and grief. Those are the two main emotions. Jealousy and grief. Some of us are not being honest with the jealousy we're feeling, and some of us are not being honest with the grief we're feeling, and that's okay. But what needs to be spoken about is these emotions. We need to be like, hey, I'm feeling jealous. I'm feeling XYZ. I'm feeling all these emotions. I'm grieving right now. And it's hard. It's hard for me to think straight. It's hard for me to act. It's hard for me to move. It's hard for me to do these things. But our greatest ally is the truth. And when we speak our truth with authenticity, we bring life to ourselves, bring power to ourselves. We continue that life force energy. But we really need to speak on our emotions, because the more we hold it in, guess what? The more we're just really neglecting it. And we're not really allowing ourselves to embody what it means to have this human experience. Yes, we're beautiful, magical, and divine and connected, but as above, so below. We are grounded. We are flesh and bone, unfortunately. Why can't I have scales and gills and a tail and be in the ocean? Don't know. Sad. It's okay. We're moving forward with that. We gotta honor that. And it feels like we give too much thought to it. We give too much power to our emotions instead of taking the power back from our emotions. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale. yeah, that's what needs to be said right now. The emotions. What else? What's another thing? What's another aspect of August? What is August bringing in? Or what should we focus on collectively to bring in this August? Ancestors. What is it? It's a beautiful day at the beach, y'all. What we're bringing in this August, we got the 7 of Chalices. And we got the 9 of Pentacles. And what we're bringing in is the removement of illusion, the removement of fear, the belief that there's only one way to do something. There's only one way to create something. There's only one way to enjoy something. There's only one way to just create and manifest and have being in abundance. And the way we're bringing this in is through the feminine energy, because look, it's water and earth. Those are feminine energies. Those are the feminine polarities. So tapping more into the feminine, as we were saying, the feminine is tapping into our power, because that's where the feminine is bringing the protection. Tapping into the dark femme of claiming the power, knowing the power, not giving it away, and knowing what is worth our time, value, and effort, and allowing that to show us like this person, this place, this situation, this thing, it's full of crap, and I see right through it. I love it because it's giving me this awareness that I didn't have before. But I love myself more, so we're not going to deal with this. And we're going to keep it moving, we're going to keep it going, we're going to keep it flowing. That's what's coming. That's what we're bringing in this August. And alignment, awakening. It's, the serpent's career. It may be Kundalini. It may be just really more active meditations. It may be just the union of the Shiva and Shakti and really grounding. I'm really feeling a lot in the root chakra, safety. Feeling safe to fully embrace and stay embodied and centered in this divine feminine power, especially this dark femme power for some of us. Because some of us really, really, really need to just stand in it and not be budged, not be moved, not take no. Alright. What else is happening this August? What are ways we could create more structure this August? We got death in the reverse. Honestly, short and simple, just do it. Like, some of us are literally already know what we gotta do. Like, we have it. I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Like, the to-do list is up here. The things we gotta create is up here. It's literally just doing it. Taking it one step at a time. Let me just start with writing a name. And just writing to-do list on an actual piece of paper and actually putting what's up here onto paper. Because now that it's actually physical, that we've manifested that, it's staying grounded in that. And allowing that to be our source of power and our source of structure. And to not feel so burdened by it either. But short and simple. Some of us just haven't seen these shifts in structure and change and just being rooting in our power because we're scared to take that first step. We're scared to take that initiative. We're scared to just do it. Even if we don't know what we're doing, just do it. Like, literally, y'all, I just had that experience yesterday, and that was so funny. You can follow me on TikTok to hear about it. But yeah, what we're really gonna be joyous about is the 10 of Wands in the reverse. The Divine Masculine specifically is going to be so joyous to have so much weight and pressure and responsibility lifted off their shoulders. Like, it's going to feel so... It's going to feel so enchanting. It's going to feel so beautiful. And it's going to feel so empowering and freeing and aligned. Like, it feels so happy, and it feels like it's also gonna take a moment to really kind of just adjust and accustom to it. Like, whoa, I actually don't have to do XYZ anymore. Well, whoa, actually don't gotta look out for this. Whoa, actually don't gotta like oversee. Wow, I could just fucking exist and just be here and present and aligned. It's giving crown. It's feeling like with this it's feeling like a lot of free time and a lot of freedom and a lot of just like leisure. It's feeling like expand the crown. Learn something new. Learn a new trade. Do something creative. Learn a new skill. Learn some new information. Go study something you've always been curious about. Like, literally, that's what it's feeling like. With all this free time, just learn. expand the crown and learn. Yes, 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 yes. We're gonna see what's at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, we got the Hierophant. Yes. Love it. I love how that's closing out the deck. Because definitely it's taking aligned action, taking divine action, taking action that is in alignment with our highest self, with what is our purpose, our calling, our mission. But the Mars symbol's really popping out right here. What does Mars gotta say? Should we draw on Mars? Yeah, let's draw on Mars. We're gonna breathe. Calling the celestial body of Mars, giving gratitude for your existence, your power, and your assertiveness. What message do you have for the collective through the Hierophant right now? Sometimes the least action is the most action. Wow. Because sometimes when we're trying to take too much action, it can be chaotic. Sometimes we're not really sure what is going on, what we're doing. And again, sometimes we definitely do it, but sometimes the least amount of action is most action. So again, sometimes it's just, you don't have to do steps 1 through 8. You could just do steps 1, maybe 2. What's in alignment? What's in the action? Really follow with that. Because if it really is fully in alignment and action, guess what? You're going to finish steps 1 through 8 and maybe even do some extra because we're just being like good students, you know? But if it feels something like it's not in action, sometimes the least amount of action is what's the most action we could create. So yeah, definitely connecting with Mars energy right now. Definitely listening to the higher guidance of either yourself, your mentors, your elders, whoever, whatever you commune with, whether it's in the physical or spiritual plane. But definitely Mars energy, very potent right now as far as getting this movement going and knowing what really is in alignment. What really is in alignment. All right. I believe that's done. So, pixie dust all over this reading, sending it to the collective, sending some Reiki y'all's way. Gratitude. If you'd like a personal one-on-one reading, go ahead and shoot me an email at the description in the video. If you'd like to make a donation, go ahead and do that. Venmo, Cashapp, papi-Yugi, PAPI-YUGI. Throw a $ in the front of that Cashapp. And if not, stay connected. Follow me on Substack. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Patreon. Follow me on, what else do I got? Instagram. I was like, I know I got something else. And yeah. And if not, let us know in the comments what made you smile today, because you're beautiful, magical, and divine. I love you. Stay safe. So many blessings. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, Mars. Thank you to just the energies. I'm excited to see what August brings. Have fun, y'all.